We're 8 games into the Premier League season so far. 2 international breaks have been and gone. Liverpool sit pretty at the top of the league and Wolverhampton Wanderers are rock bottom. Let's do my Premier League team of the season so far. Hello everybody, how are we all doing? I hope you're doing very, very well. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm coming at you live and direct with my team of the season so far in the Premier League. Now there's been quite a lot of individual brilliance in the Premier League so far this season. The Premier League is probably the most competitive it's been in a very, very long time. City, Liverpool, Arsenal, even Villa, even Chelsea. We're only 8 games in, but it's looking like it could be one for the history books. Now like I say, there's been some players that have absolutely shone so far this season. And I thought, what better way to put them in the limelight than create a team of the season so far? So I've gone with a starting 11, and then I've also gone with 6 substitutes. It's pretty random being 6 substitutes. There's 6 people that I wanted to throw in the hat as well, but they couldn't fit on the pitch. So I made room for them. So we're going to go through it. We're going to see what my thoughts are. We're going to see why I put people in their position. If you enjoy the video, drop a like, subscribe if you're new around here. Leave a comment on what you agree with, what you disagree with, and who you'd put in their place. But apart from that, let's start off with the goalkeeper for my Premier League team of the season so far. In nets, the man between the sticks. We've gone with a person that's probably been carrying their team a little bit. Actually, I'm lying. I say carrying. They've been a shower of dog turd. We've got Andre Onana. The reason I've gone for Andre Onana, he's got the most clean sheets so far in the Premier League for a goalkeeper. Now, we've all seen the table so far. Man United are absolutely stinking up the gaff. We are all aware of this. We all know the problems, what's going on. Obviously, they just beat Brentford at the weekend, which was a good result. But apart from that, it's not looking good. Probably the only light in a very dark, dusty, gross Old Trafford at the moment is Andre Onana. He saved a penalty this season. If it wasn't for him, Man United would probably be in an even worse place than they are right now. He's starting to find his way in the Premier League a little bit as the Manchester United goalkeeper. Probably one of the first names on a very average team sheet. I think he's starting to show that he is a very, very good goalkeeper. Okay, moving into the defence. We're going with a 4-3-3, by the way, people. I'm going with Trent Alexander-Arnold. What an absolutely magnificent footballer this man is. Now, we all know how good he is going forward. The chances he creates, his passing, his assists, his crosses, just his distribution in general is absolutely filthy. And defensively, there have always been questions there with Trent, but this season he's probably looked a bit more solid in the defensive shape. I think that's probably a lot down to Arne Slot and the way he's come in, the way he's changed the team, the way he's made them play the way that he wants to play. I actually think he's an absolute genius, by the way, Arne Slot. What a job he's doing so far. But Trent has had 2 clean sheets, conceded 3 goals, 1 assist, created 5 big chances. He's got the highest expected assist per 90 of any other right back in the league. He's just a bit good at football, and I can talk stats all I want. I like stats to a certain extent, but I'm an eye test man. I watch the game and see how they play. And we all know what Trent is about. We all know what he can do. We all know what he can deliver. And once again, he's had a very solid start to the campaign. The first centre-half that we're going to go with is the Arsenal man, Gabriel, the Brazilian, who's got an eye for goal, by the way. I would say he's the most threatening man in the Premier League from set pieces, corners, free kicks in and around the box. If you've got him in the box aiming for that man's slab head, he's going to score a few goals. What's the Brazilian for slab head? Let me find this out. Google Translate, please. Cabeça de Laje, Gabriel. He's also got 3 clean sheets to his name. Like I say, he's got 2 goals in 8 games. He's a huge part in one of the best partnerships in defence in world football at this current moment. Next to Cabeça de Laje, we have got Mr. Virgil van Dijk. Form is temporary, class is permanent. This man is just an absolute Rolls bloody Royce. And not like one of the old Rolls Royces that people keep around because they want to show off they've got a Rolls Royce. I'm talking like a 24-plate Phantom. All the bells, all the whistles, star on the ceiling. Really bloody good. Similar to Gabriel, he's formed an unbelievable partnership with his Liverpool compadre, Mr. Konate. Van Dijk has got the most defensive clean sheets in the league. He's got 5 clean sheets to his name. Joint 3rd in the league with the most clearances, standing at 43. As we all know, it's probably going to be Van Dijk's last season. He's umming and ahhing about signing a new contract at Liverpool. It's probably looking less likely that he's going to do it. But if he carries on the way he's going, if he carries on the way he's playing under Slot, then I'm absolutely positive that Van Dijk is going to walk away with at least 1 trophy this season. I wasn't actually going to put a manager in this team, but now I'm actually thinking about it. I don't know why I haven't. So I'm going to throw the manager in now, Arne Slot. Arne Slot is my manager unbelievable. Just unbelievable. The way that he's come in at Liverpool, been himself, not followed the crowd, not tried to be Jurgen Klopp. And I think the Liverpool fans have respected that so much more than if he'd have come in and tried to be someone that he isn't. He's calm, he's cool, he's collected, and he gets the job done. It absolutely pains me to think that Leeds United were once linked with him. But instead of going with Arne Slot, I'm pretty sure we went with Jesse Marsh. Moving from one American to another American. What a lovely segue that was, Jackie D. Anthony Robinson at left back, the Jedi himself. Fulham have had a really good start to the campaign, sitting in 9th in the Premier League currently. The American international is fast becoming probably one of the best fullbacks in the Premier League, dare I say even the world. Got 2 assists to his name for Fulham this season already. Has won 16 tackles in the Premier League, which is the most of any fullback in the league. I really like Robinson, think he's a really good footballer. Fulham fans absolutely love him too, and he's sick at magic. Okay, we're heading into the midfield. The first midfielder in that number 6 role, the holding midfielder. Probably one of the best players in the Premier League so far this season. I love a story when they're not so good when they first arrive and then they flick a switch in their psyche and all of a sudden they become an absolute beast. I am, of course, talking about Calvin Phillips. No, I'm not. It's Gravenberch. It's Ryan Gravenberch. Very quickly becoming a fan favourite at Liverpool. Like I say, he's a new man. He's reborn. He's rebirthed. He's just absolutely liquid. Under Arne Slot, he's gone into that 6 role, and he just looks like a new person, a new player. Industrious number 6 who puts himself about, but also his passing range, his passing capabilities, his dribbling, his take-ons. He reminds me a tiny little bit of Yaya Toure, and that is a bloody good compliment. And when he's on the pitch, Liverpool have only conceded 0.29 goals. I know, obviously, that's not possible, but you know what I'm getting at. Obviously, in summer, Liverpool were linked with Zubimendi, but it fell apart because of Sociedad and the player himself, but it's almost looking like a little bit of a blessing in disguise. Obviously, they could have done with a backup. Having Gravenberch and Zubimendi would have been dreamland. But a little bit of inside scoop. I actually met Fernando Torres last week, which I promise you is true, by the way. I'm not Jay Cartwright in this. But we got onto the topic of Zubimendi, and Torres did say that he didn't think he'd be able to do it in the Premier League. As we all know, the Premier League is a different beast, and Gravenberch has found it within himself to somewhat tame the beast and get the most out of it. Now, the problem this season, well, I say problem, it's not really a problem because the entertainment value is fantastic, but we've not really got any number 8s that are bossing the midfield. So I've gone with 2 number 10s to play in front of Gravenberch. The first one being Morgan Rogers from Aston Villa. Once an ex-Lincoln City player. For those of you that don't know, I am from Lincoln. He was on loan there. The Imps absolutely loved him, by the way. Statistically, this season, he's not been absolutely unbelievable so far. Through an eye test and watching this man week in, week out, you will know just how important he is for Aston Villa. 22 years old, he's absolutely electric. He runs past people for fun. He takes people on. He's brave with the ball. He's an exceptional ball carrier. Considering he came from Middlesbrough last season, obviously he was good for Middlesbrough in the Championship, but to take his game to the next level just shows how good this boy is going to go on to be. 2 goals and 2 assists to his name as well. Like I say, not amazing stats, but really not the worst at all either. 4 goal contributions in 8 games. It's not terrible. He's great on the eye. He's easy to watch. When I say great on the eye, by the way, I mean to play football. Although, I've definitely done worse. He's just a great footballer, and the argument is also there for him being the creator of the cold celebration. Which once again brings me perfectly onto my next player, Mr. Cole Palmer himself. I absolutely love this man. He's arguably one of my favourite players in the Premier League at this current moment. He's arguably one of my favourite Premier League players from over the past sort of 5 or 6 years. I absolutely love him. He's insanely talented. The boy can do absolutely everything. 6 goals, 5 assists, 8 games. What the hell even are those stats? Cole Palmer to Chelsea is what Kanye West is to the music industry. Anything that Cole Palmer features in is pretty much gold. He won Player of the Month in September after scoring 4 goals in 1 game, and some of those goals are obscene, not to mention that they were all done in the first half as well. Hilarious off the pitch, incredible on the pitch. He's a breath of fresh air to the Premier League in every single way possible. I absolutely love him. Cole Palmer, what a player. Thank God he's English. Okay, we're going to move to the front 3. The first one, starting on the left wing, we're going to go with Brian Mbeumo. The man who, if he wasn't bald, had braids or a nice trim, was covered in tattoos, would be regarded as one of the best wingers in the Premier League. But because he looks a bit like Callum's Corner, he doesn't get the respect he deserves. With Tony leaving in the summer, I really thought that Brentford would struggle. In my Premier League prediction video, I'm sure I've got them just outside the bottom 3. How bloody wrong I was. Mbeumo has stepped up massively and probably been one of the best players in the Premier League so far this season. The man's also 25. He's the same age as me. Let me just put a side by side here, right? This man is the same age as me. Do I go bald? Will that make me good at footy? 6 goals in 8 games for Brentford. He's a nightmare for defenders. Again, a really good ball carrier, and he works his absolute nutsack off for the Brentford team. Okay, moving on to right wing, we are going with, again, form is temporary, class is permanent. I'm almost bored of talking about this man. I'm almost bored of him being in every team of the season, at the end of the season, in every team of the season, halfway through the season, just being really good at football. I've obviously gone with Mohamed Salah. I tried to find every reason under the sun to not put him in, just because I wanted to spice the team up, just because I wanted to be a little bit different. But week in, week out, every single season, this man delivers. I've always thought Salah's a bit of an awkward footballer. Like, he doesn't look like he should be good when he's running with the ball, and the way that he moves with the ball, he doesn't almost glide, but the guy is just elite. 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 games. Annoyingly, I didn't have him in my fantasy at the start of the season. I've rectified that mistake. Don't worry about that. Not much more to be said on the Egyptian King, legend of the game. Okay, finally in the starting 11, we've got the striker, and once again, similar to Mohamed Salah, I was trying to find a reason not to put this man in, just to make it a little bit different, but I just can't. Erling Robot Haaland is in at striker. He's been a little quiet the last couple of games, which has really been annoying because I've had him as my fantasy captain twice in 2 weeks and he's done sweet goal. But being quiet with 10 goals in 8 games to your name says quite a lot about Mr. Haaland. Player of the month in August. Again, I just don't really need to explain myself. Everyone knows what he's about. Everyone knows how good he is. I just can't fathom not putting him in the team. He has to be in there. Not so great at football, but really, really good at scoring. Okay, like I said, I did do a bench as well. I've got 6 players on the bench. I'm going to run through them pretty quickly. Not as much detail as the starting 11. But on my bench, the first person I've got in goal is Mads Hermansen. Now, Leicester have been peppered this season. Obviously, they've been beaten by quite a few teams, but they've also put up quite a good fight in majority of the games. And a lot of that is probably down to this man. Okay, next up, I've got Van der Ven, Mickey Van der Ven, road runner himself. Again, stat packing, not so much, but eye test. Watching this man play, you just know he's a good footballer. Next up, left back / centre back, Mr. Versatile along the back 4. We've gone with Josko Gvardiol. He's transformed really into City's regular left back. Really good going forward, creates chances, creates goals. Defensively, he hasn't been great. Man City defensively haven't been great this season, but going forward, he offers a lot for City, and I think he's been really good in that left back role this season. Okay, the first and only midfielder on my bench, I've gone with Dejan Kulusevski. Played in a slightly different role this season, more of a centre attacking mid than a winger. My God, he's been superb. Spurs fans love him. They sing his praises in that new role, and similar to Gravenberch, he seems a bit of a man transformed. Okay, the penultimate player on my bench, the assist king, Mr. Bukayo Saka, creating 12 big chances this season, 7 assists to his name. Unlucky really not to get in the starting 11, and only 2 players in the league have beat his 14 dribbles so far this season. Who are those 2 players? I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I just know that there's 2 players that have got more dribbles than him. Okay, to finish off the bench, to finish off my Premier League team this season so far, the striker, Mr. John Duran. I had to put him in. Super sub himself. Got the best goals per 90 minutes in the Premier League. Got 4 goals all coming from the bench. He's not played for more than 30 minutes so far this season. And he's only 20 years old. I actually forget how young he is. So that's it. That's my Premier League team of the season so far. Let me know what you agree with. Let me know what you disagree with. Like I say, this campaign is set up to be probably one of the best in a long time in terms of competition, in terms of fighting for places, in terms of who's going to win the league. If you've enjoyed the video, please do leave a like. If you're new around here, please subscribe. It helps me out massively, and it's free of charge. Always a pleasure, never a chore. When you leave, close the door. Take it easy, everybody. I will see you all very soon. Don't forget to subscribe.